Hi, welcome back to the channel. Today I am armoring a door. Now, as I discovered about 4.5 years ago now, it's incredibly easy to kick in a residential door. I found this out because my front door got kicked in by 3 dudes at 4 a.m. several years ago on the morning after my birthday. Pretty sure they were there to rob me, not wish me happy birthday, but they ran away before I could find out. So, what I've done is install these door armor kits, and this is a door armor max combo set from Armor Concepts, and I will say they work, because after the first guy successfully kicked in my front door, and I can't even show you, I kept them as souvenirs. Here's the kick plate that I picked up off the floor, and the chunk of paint from the drywall that got knocked in when the door handle went through the wall. But anyways, these things work because after the initial break-in, I installed these at my old place. Somebody came back to kick the door in. They didn't get through, and in the morning I just cleaned the dusty boot print off my front door and all was good. So I highly recommend these things. And I've already installed them on my front and back door. I've happened to just have a third kicking around, so I'm going to do the garage door too, just because exterior door locks are electronic and I don't trust them. And I'm going to try to do this mostly in one take, and we'll speed things up as needed, so this isn't a 30-hour video. Except I'm going to eat dinner first. I'll be right back. My wife makes some really good pad thai, so let's get this started. Hopefully you can't hear the TV behind you. Otherwise YouTube's going to copyright strike this and blah blah blah. That's embarrassing to do on video. So we've got 5 pieces if I remember right in here. Plus screws. So we have 2 of these for the hinge. So those are for the hinge. And even though the hinges are 3 pieces, 1, 2, and a bottom, you'll only really need to reinforce the middle and the bottom, because if somebody kicks this, they're kicking low, not all the way up here. Unless Chuck Norris is trying to kick in your door, in which case you give up if you want. So you got these 2, and they replace the strike plates. Actually, I'm doing that wrong. Never mind. Here's some instructions. That replaces the strike plate. Let's just make sure this all fits. Oh yeah, there's plenty of clearance. Cool. Okay, I'm gonna kneel down so you're not staring at my gut. And these kits come in several different colors. I've got the satin to match. And it nicely comes with Torx bit. It's a T20. Instructions in multiple languages. I just need to know what size to pre-drill with. 9/64 inch drill bit. Got 2 different size screws. D is the short screw, E is the long screw. Which one do I want? D. Short screws. Short screws. So that should just fit right over, and I want to kind of center it. So I need power. And I'm putting an electrical outlet. Just using a cheap extension cord. That's centered. I'm just going to do the other one, save myself some time. Okay. Screws. like they actually give me 2 Torx bits. Come on over so you can see what I'm doing. This is going quick, but as you can see, these are long screws. So it would take a lot to kick this and actually break it here, because you're reinforcing all the way back, because this is going to go that far in on that side. Okay, I just want those sitting in place so I can line up the bottom screws right. Get them started. And this is when I regret the fact that I don't own an impact driver. But hopefully once the old house sells, I'll go buy one. I have no idea what an impact driver would cost. Finish it off with the screwdriver and then move on to the next piece. Flexing a little more than I'd like. Oh yeah, still closes, plenty of clearance. So up next, you take these 2 off because they get in the way. This is actually the weak point. Like, if you wanted to kick this in, that's all of the wood you'd need to knock out. Just that tiny little bit. Which is why we're replacing them with these. If I just put these screws in through there, it would probably be pretty good. But, I mean, if you look at the length difference there, it's significant. Actually, before I continue, I should make sure I've actually got enough wall for these to go into. Oh yeah, we're good. Let's get these out of there. Yeah, I think somebody dinged that up. I like drilled that 3 times for the screws. Another reason to replace it. I want to get the drill bit out a bit. It's not going to go as deep as the screw, but I can pre-drill most of the way at least. So that's going to fit about there. I just need to pop these 2 out, and you just twist when they come out. Oh, I need to line up the holes. I want to get this behind the weather stripping. Weather stripping just does not want to behave. Looks like that's it. And we're just going to make that first hole. Hopefully that holds for a second. Getting the right screwdriver bit. Okay, that's most of the way in. Not sure how well you can see this. There's basically 2 more holes, one top, one bottom, so I'm going to drill both of those and put them in. And I'm using my other hand to push the weather stripping out of the way. Trying to be careful not to ding the weather stripping. And I'm trying to work from the center, starting at the center and then working up and down. Because this piece is going to flex a little as I go out. I'm going to use the drill to put those in the rest of the way. Around the weather stripping instead of pinching the weather stripping. Switch back to the drill bit. Finish these. It's all the way in. All the way in. Okay, so we got 2 more screws top, 2 more screws bottom. I'm going to move this back a little ways. I don't think I've got a good place I can put this where you can see what's going on. Yeah, you're just going to take my word for it. You used to work from the middle. 2 more screws. This is why I wish I had an impact driver. It's not because I want the extra torque, that would be nice. It's just so I don't have to switch up the bits. Okay, maybe a little torque, more torque would be nice. Okay, last 2. And there's nowhere I can put this phone that you can see what I'm doing. So you just take my word for it. Actually, let me show you something. Over here, and this is kind of why I do it from the middle and work out. This end is actually, like if you look at that, it flexes pretty significant. And that's with it already restrained there. So that's what I'm trying to do from the middle and work my way out. Just to minimize that flexing a little. Not a lot, but a little. Two more screws. Oh, I dinged the leather stripping. That's a little annoying. There, you can watch. I do like ratcheting screwdrivers. Just flexing the metal back. Okay, we are in. And if you look down here, this is kind of what I meant, where I just ding the weather stripping. Size limit reached, video started. Okay, cool. It'll be fun to edit later. Yeah, it's a lot of screwing. That wasn't supposed to be a dirty joke, but I know it kind of is. At least keep the weather stripping on the front. That's in. Quickly go over all the screws, make sure they're still tight. Okay, cool. Still closes. Good sign. So that's gonna go in like that. Just make sure it closes with that there. Cool, closes. Now, when you go to install it, you'll notice there's already 4 screws in here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 screws in there. Now, in theory, you could line this up and you might be able to take those middle 2 screws out and then put this on top with the longer screws. The instructions say just take one of these 2 screws out and then replace it with the long screw that does not go through the reinforcement, and then do the rest. I tried replacing 2 of these with long screws that went through the reinforcement. It was just a complete pain to do. Don't try. Just take these 2 screws completely out, replace one with a longer screw, and then reinforce it. So here we go. More screwing. At least they're short. Yeah, you can see how short these things are. Oh, there's the camera. It's like, that's it. Which one's going to line up better? Looks like the back's going to line up better. So that's the one I'm going to replace. Not as flush as I would like. See if it still all closes right. Cool, still closes right. And I gotta work out one. Let's make sure it closes still. Yep, still closes. This is actually harder to do with the camera. Let's just put that screw in. And this does the same flexy thing. If you can see that, how much that's flexing. You have a really bad angle back there. That's so much better. Make sure it still closes. Still closing on the screwdriver. Okay, last one. Yeah, at this point I'm pretty much just sitting on the floor. Yeah, this hinge is kind of different. Let's make sure this closes. So this hinge has a spring in it to automatically close the doors, which the other didn't. None of my other doors do that. And it's got a torque screw at the top. I'm not exactly sure that's like, it's 1 torque screw and 3 Phillips. I'm going to leave that torque screw alone. You know, we're going to leave both of those screws alone and just put this on the outside. Yeah, I'm cheating. I'll finish that by hand. If you're wondering, this has a direction control. Every time I put the drill down, that gets bumped. It gets annoying after a while. And at this point, I'm just putting the drill bit away because that was the last one. Tripod won't get any lower. There it is. Finish it by hand. Cool. And we'll just make sure this still closes. I'll be right back. Cool, still closes. So there you go. That's reinforcing a door to make it kick-proof. I think Armor Concepts is the company that makes that kit. I'll post a link in the description if you want to buy them. They're about $100 per door, and they've got some smaller kits. I think they have one that just includes this long piece, which honestly is probably sufficient. But after having my door kicked in, I kind of got paranoid, so I'm doing all of it. And there we go. These are reinforced. The new plates there. The hinges reinforced middle and bottom. And then on this side, that one goes all the way from here down, even more down. This is the main important thing. Here, look at that. They just like put a mess. Anyways, it's reinforced.